When you walk into the battlefield, John must no longer exist. Only the Master Chief.
This is the very first episode of the 1990s Flash series, which sadly only lasted one season. Surprisingly, the episode is 1 hour and 33 minutes long. Throughout the episode, we are introduced to characters like Barry, his girlfriend Iris, and his brother Jay, and the Star Labs lady Christina McGee. We get to see Barry before his powers for a while, then while learning about his power with the help of Christina McGee before actually using his powers. I assume they wanted to take their time with each of those parts, and that's why the episode is this long. Barry wanted to get rid of his powers, but something does happen to Jay. That becomes the ultimate motivation for Barry to become the Flash and stop the main villain. The main villain is a motorcycle gang who call themselves the Dark Riders. They use this green substance to destroy civilian vehicles. By the end of the episode, the Flash is called the Red Ghost by the villains and the police because they haven't came up with the name of the Flash yet. This 90s Flash is very similar but different from the Flash we currently know. In this 90s Flash, we have no particle accelerator and no speed force. I may be wrong about the speed force part, since I never saw the series before. The chemicals combined with the lighting as well as the shot we get of Barry on the ground are nearly identical. The suit used by this 90s Flash has all the vital checking equipment and is a Soviet prototype deep sea suit. In the current Flash series, the suit was a prototype firefighter suit made by Cisco Ramon. The image you see on screen is both the training suit in the series and what a real-life Soviet prototype deep-sea suit actually looks like. In one scene, Barry mentions iodine to his lab partner Julio. Iodine is on screen, so if you need to pause the video to read that, then feel free to. Iodine is used in food and is known to destroy bacteria, fungus, and microorganisms. You may even see small amounts of iodine in some food ingredients. Barry mentions aluminum sulfate when Christina McGee asks what chemicals hit him during the lightning strike. Aluminum sulfate is used in a specific tanning leather and specific types of paper. It does look like salt, but it's a crystal-like substance. Another one of the chemicals Barry mentioned is glycerin. It is used for heart medication, so that's why Barry had it for medical purposes rather than scientific purposes in his lab. Unless he barely uses it, I don't know, this is only the first episode. Barry accidentally calls it calcium nitrate, even though it's called gallium nitrate. As far as I can tell, the gallium nitrate is used for disc reading, such as Blu-ray discs. Not sure why Barry would need this in his lab, since the chances of a Blu-ray disc being involved in a crime is very low. Barry mentions magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide is commonly used for dealing with constipation. Barry having this in his lab is odd, since the entire stock of chemicals and medicine is located in his lab and not the doctor room of the police station. Barry mentions hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is commonly used for making batteries, and I assume that Barry only uses it for creating gelatin items. Barry accidentally calls it sulfur-tannic acid, even though sulfur-tannic acid is not a thing. What he was supposed to call it is sulfuric acid. The sulfuric acid is a common ingredient in making other types of chemicals, so it makes sense that Barry would have this on the shelf. The final item Barry mentions to Christina McGee is phosphorus. The main purpose of phosphorus is related to bones and teeth. I assume Barry uses this when needing to run tests on a dead body that, or one that is just bones left. We do end up finding out what the green material that the bikers use is. Now, due to the wording in can show you is the image of it, but not actually say the name or what it is used for. Multiple times we see him very faint due to a lack of food and energy to keep him stable. It's mainly after he's ran at flash speed. According to Christina McKee, it is metabolic failure, which is a disorder where the human body is not correctly turning the food eaten into energy. We see two Humvees during the final battle. The first one we see is a M997A2 high mobility multi-purpose wheeled vehicle. The only changes that the series made to the vehicle is changing the color to blue, removing a smokestack from the top, removing the front bumper, and adding police lights to the front. The second Humvee we see is a M1025 Humvee based on the way the rear compartment opens up. This was one of the very first Humvees to be released, so that's also why it has to be the M1025. Just like the previous mentioned Humvee, this also is blue and has the police lights. I know this entire video is different from the types of videos you see from other YouTubers, and it is meant to be. I wanted to make sure that my videos were unique for my viewers. If you enjoyed the episode or my analysis on it, then feel free to comment that below.